I'm not gonna lie, these whooping cranes get really close to you. It's almost like they're domesticated. But yeah, they're probably only about 50 feet away from me, and they don't even really care that I'm here. Big birds. They all noticed me. All right, on to the video. All right, guys, so in front of you, you were looking at something that is really cool. Now, this may not be the right time of year to review something like this, but it's warmed up a little bit outside. It is absolutely beautiful. It's just a wonderful day to be outside, honestly. And, you know, if you were in a slightly warmer environment right now, such as what it's typically like when it's midsummer down here, this could come in really handy. But this company has been producing a product for a while. This is called the Zero Breeze. I've seen and heard about this product for almost a few years now. And there's been a couple times when they've reached out to me and said, hey, would you be interested in reviewing it? And you know what? It just wasn't the right time for one reason or another. But they reached out to me recently and they said, you know what? We'd love to send you one of these to evaluate. There was really no contract, you know, regarding something like this, and this is probably the only one I'll ever actually have my hands on and review. So my goal with all this is to give you my honest evaluation of what I think this thing is. It arrived a few days ago, and I just kind of wanted to show you all what this thing is all about. This is a portable air conditioner. So this is the Mark II series. So it comes with an AC adapter right here, very large AC adapter. And this AC adapter can plug directly into this unit and you can start blowing cold air. So typically how this works is you're going to have one of these that draws cool air in and the other one that's going to blow hot air out. And then you have another one that's going to give you the ability to kind of extend where you want this air to blow on you. So again, it gives you kind of that ability to funnel the air where you might be. So for instance, if it's hot outside, you're in a tent, or let's say you're in an RV that doesn't have air conditioning, or even inside your vehicle and you're camping or you're out and around, you don't want to be running your vehicle, or you're just in an environment where you're boondocking and you're out tent camping, you could bring something like this if you're willing to lug it along with you, and you could connect these to the back. One of these pipes would pull air in, the other pipe would push air out, and then you'd have this one that would actually funnel air to you, and that would essentially be how you keep yourself cool. You can see number 7 right here is your exhaust air outlet. You can see number 8 is your exhaust air inlet, and then you have your air outlet directional adjustability, and you have your air outlet display, which is right here in the center. You have all your controls across the top here. They all appear to be capacitive, so you just basically touch them to make changes. Fan speed, I guess that's like a turbo mode. Let me see what that one stands for. So you have strong mode, so yeah, kind of like a turbo mode. Then you're going to have your cool mode, as well as a sleep timer, or I guess sleep mode might just be to dim everything down. Yeah, it works at low load and it makes the lights go out. And then you have the ability to turn your lights on, and then of course your fan mode. You also have your strength intensity meter right here. So you can increase your blowing speed or decrease your blowing speed. And then you have a wireless remote. Wireless remote is right here in this bag. You have your battery, which is packaged beneath this in the box, and this is your smart battery. And the way this would work is you would use the same charger to charge the battery, put this on the battery, and it would then utilize the battery to power it. So it's completely cordless if you want it to be. This is where your air is always going to come out. So this is probably your return air. This is also what's drawing air in. Up front, we can see number 4 is your air filter. Okay, so yeah, apparently it pulls air in, and then you have exhaust air inlet, exhaust air outlet. Interesting. So it's just like a mini split per se, but it's all combined into one unit. This does have a compressor on board, so whenever you are opening the box, the very first thing you're going to see on top is to wait 30 minutes. And that's having it sitting upright like this, because if it was jostled around or flipped over or packaged sideways, the fluids inside of the compressor are gonna not be where they need to be to work properly, just like a refrigerator or an air conditioner. And then over here again, this is your smart battery. It's what powers this whenever you are completely disconnected from power. And then up front, or at least on the back right here, you have this cool integrated handle. You have 2 USB, USB-C, and you have a 12 volt 5 amp plug right here. And this is probably going to be what you would use to charge the battery. Plus you have this connector right here. And this is what I would assume connects the two of these together. So let's see where the main power is connected. Looks like right here. All right, so that's where your main power is. And then on this unit, it's right on the back as well. So you would, in essence, connect it like this. Oh, just like that. kind of slides and locks in. You put it down and slide it back and it locks into place. And then this is going to be your power cable right here. Okay, so this will plug in right here. And then this will plug in up here. Okay, there we go. It certainly increases the weight. I mean, it probably doubles in weight of the air conditioner because this battery is very heavy. Hit your power button down here. Okay, so we have power going to it. It looks like we have 4 out of 5 bars. I have not charged this battery yet. You press your power button up here. Here's your display. It's set for 57 degrees. Or at least that's what the outside temperature is right now. It's sunny, but it certainly isn't hot out here. Oh, never mind, 58 degrees. Let's turn the fan up to its highest level. That's cool. Then you have rocket mode. This thing's moving some air. I mean, I'm at this point probably 3 feet away, so you can kind of know, and you can feel it very well. Now you can feel air coming out of this one right here and being pulled into this one right here. You can also feel air being drawn in right here as well. Let's get it near the microphone and you can probably hear it. It's blowing a significant amount of air. I'm not gonna lie, it's doing a pretty good job. Now, to be honest, I have not evaluated this in an environment where it's over 100 degrees, because down here in South Texas, I will certainly test this thing out in very, very hot climates to see how well it works. It's gonna be really interesting to see how well it works. So I can't necessarily say that this thing's gonna be amazing at what it does until I can test it in that environment. But if you've already used the Zero Breeze, or you've seen it, or you've tried it, I'd love to know what your feedback is in the comments section. If you've already used it in hot climate, please let me know how you feel it's performed. You know, it's pretty cool outside, like I said, but this thing's already cooled down to 41 degrees from 56 degrees, which is actually pretty cool. So, you know, if we get this thing into a really warm environment up in the higher 80s, 90s, if this can still cool down to, you know, the 60s even, it's going to be pretty effective for what most people would use this for. It's very quiet. That's a big standout feature. Anything like this, you want it to be quiet. You want it to perform well from a noise perspective. Now, battery life, I do not know what the battery specifications are, and I'll have to look those up. But again, this isn't a product endorsement video, this is a product review video. I'm really interested to see how this thing actually works in a very hot environment. As far as the overall battery life, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on this myself to see how long the battery actually lasts. And right now, I can honestly say that with the battery, you know, just being unboxed, 4 out of 5, who knows really how charged this thing is, depending on how long it's been sitting, or this has been in a shelf, or when the last time it was charged. It's hard to say exactly, you know, how much time we would have left on this charge, but that's going to be some of the testing I do on this. It is absolutely unfair to say this thing gets a huge thumbs up when I haven't had an opportunity to test it in a hot environment. So again, this is more of an overview. I'd love, again, to hear feedback from folks who have used this in their camping trips and how this has worked for them, and if it provides the cold air they're looking for. Considering it operates just like a real air conditioner, because that's what it is, there's a lot to be said about that. It has a real compressor, real condenser inside of it. It's got real coils inside of it. It's designed just like an air conditioning system in a home, but in a much more compact, consolidated unit. So that is really cool. Anyways, guys, I will put a link to this in the description of this video, and I'll be back to give you a much more concise, accurate, and informative review in terms of battery life, performance, things like that, all based on actually using it in an environment where we would want to test it. But, you know, I received it during winter, so it's not necessarily something I can really test in a hot environment yet. But we'll fix that whenever we can. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.